Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name's Sam, V-Belt & Son. So Grandma's truck's been kind of broke down for a little bit, so we're getting into that, fix that little issue, and also fix one small detail that I've completely neglected since I finished the restore process on that truck, and the new 5500. I'm gonna do a little modification to it. I think this is actually something that any truck that does small towing, big towing, little towing, heavy towing, anything, I think this is an upgrade that anybody should have that will save your transmission no matter what the make, model, brand, trans, stick shift, manual, automatic, whatever it is. I think this is something that everybody probably should have. Also, gotta have more cameras because, you know, why not? Better for backing up, hooking up trailers, makes your life a little bit more easy and efficient. So let's get into that in today's video. We got a fancy package right here, and I think it's going to solve all our issues. A lot of, hesitation when it comes to installing anything on a new pickup is you got to run wires. Now, these trucks come with a nice outfit option for, putting your chicken lights, your backup lights, and all that stuff on it. But as far as running extra cameras and stuff, that's going to be a little difficult. I'll put a link in the description for this. This is a digital wireless backup camera, a 5-inch monitor screen. There's the part number right there, FX12F9. Okay. Got to find a nice little spot to mount that. This one, oh, that's a license plate bracket one. You just got to run power to it. That's the only drawback, which, we'll figure that out. Or you need a battery. But then this one goes up. This will be on the top. So we'll get these suckers installed. Simple wire. Here's your mount for the dash. Or you can plug it in to your cigarette lighter, which might not be a bad option to do. It's a good little kit. I'll put the link in the description below so you guys can hit this up. It's an Amazon kind of a unit. We'll get this installed. The main thing is you just got to run power to it, which is pretty dang neat. Little antenna. Where's the antenna? Oh, there it is. Cab chassis already comes with a factory upfit option for the bumper pole backup rear camera going for here. So normally this would go right here. We don't need to double that down, but I don't have one out front. A lot of these more modern vehicles, pretty much any of them with some kind of a luxurious trim package, come with the bird's eye 360 camera view thing, and well, we're gonna get kind of close to that. Put this right there. What do you think about that? Unfortunately, I never leave these on, but Peterson Ram took good care of us, so I leave that there. I might end up putting it on the back, but we'll put this one on the front, and obviously we got to have the one for the gooseneck. Having a smaller transfer tank in the back of the truck, I still can kind of see the ball, but the seam line in the center of the truck I can guess pretty well, but it'd be nice to have this bad boy up top. So all we got to do is literally just run power to these. Tap into the factory stuff, which seems intimidating. Wowzers. I mean, there's a lot going on. Lots. But we do have 6 options for switches right here, chicken lights, whatever you want to throw on there. Definitely down the road, I like to throw on some flash and amber lights, some strobes and stuff like that. But for right now, I think we're going to use number 6. Let's go with number 6 for final destination backup camera. Where's the ledge? Where you at? I can't with my left hand. It just, there it is. So we got to come up in here. And our upfit stuff, these guys right here. Got the end off, just a cap. Pull that out. Inside, bottom there, get that little plastic doodad. Unclick it. Comes with all these assorted how you doings for plugging in wires. Straight up honest with you, you don't know where that goes. So we're gonna go settle with the big pink wire with the purple stripe. Stab her in there. Is it the right way? Nope. Clicks in. Weatherproofed. Click that back there. Now we got our power supply and we can ground anywhere. Get the cameras going. So I just put it on number uno. Okay. Shout out to Burns Earthworks right here, because that's, I mean, I looked, first video I found on how to wire your factory RAM auxiliary switches. And I learned some stuff I didn't know. You can preset, have a momentary switch for a horn or whatnot. He knew the computer technicalities.
As you were wondering.
Thanks. Figured out the technicalities. Let's go ahead and start doing some installation. I used to never put wire loom on anything, but try to make it a habit. Because it just, I mean, even this cheap stuff, it's just a cleaner, better, everything. Protection. Why not? You know? Why not? Looks better, you know, just have a bunch of floppy wires. What can I do to keep the loom where you want it to be looming? Gorilla tape. Strip it just a little bit. I'm gonna tuck this down in the back right here. Wrap it on the front one so that it stays on there. Biggins. There we go. Got our desired location down there. Oh, I set this guy right on my handy dandy step. Now check this out. How am I gonna get this wire up through there? One thing, if I could just drop it down from the top, but that end's got stuff on it. So I used a piece of vacuum line from my old second gen. This is a lovely trick. You can do this if you're firing through your dash. Oh no! Anyway, this is a better route over here. I'm thinking. There we go. Just about right. Tape this on there. It didn't come off. It's not the first guy. Through right here. I don't think I can get that through there. Maybe. Anybody else do this? Got some shop kitties now that are supposed to be taking care of business as far as goes. Any mice, sometimes they slacking. I don't know if I just did that, but there's a chip in the hood paint. Damn it. It's not full day right now. It's summer heat. I'm wearing a black shirt. Oh, success. That'll be right there to where I need it. I'll run the ground right there. Anybody wondering why I'm putting a camera on the front? Well, what if I can't see where, you know, bushes are in front of me or a pole or something like that when I'm maneuvering trailers? This will be handy as hell. So I'm in a tight area and I'm coming up on, you know, a little tree or something like that. I can see out front, rocks, everything happens out in the field that you're not really expecting. So, yeah, that should be good. What is this, make work day? Got her out. Let's see if it'll break off the true value ones. Yep. Just too much sauce for these self-tap jacks. That one's in there deep too. Down and just do it. Right there. Yeah, those ones suck. Yeah. Ah, man, is that thing upside down? It is. Son of a gun. Come on, you little son of a tiny Allen screw. Still hot. 2 coolers going. Still hot. Alright, second one, go. There we go. Alright. Product review. You might think this would be just the coolest thing ever. M18 cordless Milwaukee heat gun. No, unfortunately, like, I've always been a Makita operator. That's just, I like the Makita. I don't know what it is. Always had it. Check this out. Actually, speaking of Makita, when I was a little kid, where'd that sucker go? This was at my dad's house when he was cleaning up shop the other day. I remember running this thing when I was a little kid. So that's how far back I've been running Makitas. But recently switched over to some of the choice items to the red. This thing is terrible. Like, it is the slowest thing in the world. Like a $10 corded one from, hell, anywhere. These things work way better. So you got to keep it legit. I'm gonna obviously put the loom over all this stuff, but I did the other one even with the heat deflector on the back side, which speeds up the process significantly. With any heat gun, it's still about 10 times slower than that, maybe 50 times slower. But to put those little heat shrink solders on there, so much nicer. And you got a good connection. You don't have to worry about it falling apart unless it's on Grandma's starter on her truck. There you go. Done deal. Make sure you just don't set this thing down in the garbage can, because that thing's, you know, molten lava on the tip. So we're about T-minus, get some loom on it, ready to fire up. Plug this thing in. Got to run my ground to right there, and we'll be good. Had to run a jumper wire, so I just ran the ground all the way for that guy, all the way up to the front. Broke this wrist twice in my lifetime, and the second time I had to put a piece of metal in it so it doesn't move all the way like it should. Got a screw in there. One bone went to 3 pieces. Screws holding 2 of the bigger pieces together to get the blood flow back. We need to find a spot to mount this thing. Well, let's kick on the truck. Hit the button. Turn auxiliary 1 on. Boom, boom. She lit right up. It's fisheye so you can see both of them really well. And then you can hit this. I think it was this one. Should be. Yeah, there we go. Now you get a wide stance of the front one. What is beeping at me? Oh man, that is crystal damn clear. Wow. That's man, I wonder if you can zoom in. I don't know if you can. I'll mess around with it, but that's, damn, that is really clear. That's awesome. Shoot, that's okay. Now we just gotta find a. It'd be cool if I could just leave it right there. Well, I'm certainly glad the newer trucks come with the upfoot switches so you can do all that stuff without having to put new holes through the firewall. They have rubber grommets and stuff you stab with a screwdriver or remove grommets. But this way, everything's taken care of. Switches are installed, the relay functions, fuses, everything's there. It's done. They do advertise these cameras as being wireless, digital wireless, but you got to run power to them. And if anything, that's not a bad option because, well, you don't have to charge it. If you had to charge one of these, that wouldn't be the end of the world. But it's pretty neat that you don't have to run an extra wire all the way into the cab to your monitor. So pretty excited about that. Next thing on the list, this my buddy Tavitt mentioned this a while back. Bought 2 of these, one for Dad's truck and one for mine. But this is a 4-wheel low switch. So you got to pop the glove box open, and we're going to put this thing midline, and it's a switch to put your truck in 4 low, hit this switch, and it turns the 4-wheel drive off. Just a motor down on the bottom on the front differential that'll unhook so that you can back up in a tight spot driveway without going in skid steer mode. So let's put this in really quick. So that's your transmission control module. You know, if you knew the part number and everything, you could just read it upside down. But you're gonna disconnect the blue guy. Come on now. Left hand again, struggle bussing. Yep. And then you're gonna plug this guy in place of it. One of these 6 ways. Somehow or another, go in your new home. Why don't you just go? There we go. And this guy just gets tied up over to the side, up into here. Got the relay box tucked in nice up there. How's this going? Can't see because you guys are in my way. And my left hand, come on, my left hand is injured all the time, and it never seems to really grasp that it's got the biggest job always, because engineers design stuff for your left hand to always be involved with. Gotta get these things out because I just end up cutting them off. We'll replace them because they looked like they weren't hurt my dash. You had to take a panel off right here to get access into here, and I didn't want it to hurt my dash. Over yonder somewhere, Tavit put it in the glove box. I don't want to do that, nor do I want to drill a hole in a brand new dash. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna pop it out right there. Just damn, too low. Go up underneath right there, and I can just zippy tie it to right there for now, because I'm okay with that. And then I got to get the diagram out because I don't know where colors go. Blue, pink, red. Top is with the light. Good to go. Zip tie for now right there. I guess could have just put a bolt in it. My arms are worn out. Sequence you guys never thought you'd see on the likes of YouTube. I'm a professional zip tire. Cool. Tucked away, nice and out of the way. When I got this truck, realistically, I wanted a Bighorn edition because Laramie was, I wouldn't say unnecessary, but kind of unnecessary. They don't offer Bighorn edition with the cab chassis 5500, so you got SL, SLT, Laramie, and then limited, yeah, or unlimited. I don't know what it is. So I went with Laramie because price point wasn't too much more expensive. You get a lot more bells and whistles, but you lose your manual four-wheel drive shifter. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in 4 low. Leave the camera down below for you guys so you can hear the mechanisms, because it's all motors. So here's 4-wheel drive. You hear the transfer case one and the differential one. Now I hit the 4 low switch, and you can hear the front diff unlock. So boom, boom, we're in business. And I even went through the dash. You just go through commercial settings. It's real easy, and you program your auxiliary switch to be hooked up, ignition power or battery power. Battery power would mean you'd flip the switch anytime and it would run. So, which is a badass option. So it's flipped over to ignition. So only when the ignition's on, I have backup light, camera, and stuff like that. Manufacturers do this. You saw the flatbed install. They supplied extra tubing, different angles and stuff for upfitting for the feeler neck. But then when it comes down to the plug and play stuff for your auxiliary switches, if you were to go to try and buy all this stuff, granted the trucks are super expensive to start off with, it should come with this, but if you don't have this, just this little stuff is, you know, feasible with your typical Napa stuff. But to have the correct part with the, you know, weather stripping, the weather grommet on there, you know, it's nice to have all this. If you guys don't tow like on a regular basis, switch trailers constantly, having a backup camera is such a time saver, it's ridiculous. Granted, I could still kind of get this one set up before without needing a backup unit, but this one's purely, you know, I'm gonna miss just a little bit, but no, it'll get it. Man, that's a good angle right there. Let's check her. Boom. Just hit the button if I want to run the front camera. See how we did. To be able to do this first try is extreme game changer. Having that BX1 tapered receiver ball thing is money. Like the hour or two or whatever it takes to install something like this, very much worth it, because that saves, figure if it takes you a couple minutes every time you're swapping the trailer around. I just did it flawlessly while filming with my phone. 0 issues. And got one up there, got one down here for the backup one. And you know, on your regular pickup trucks with you know, regular factory bed on it and stuff, most of them all come with both options now. Towing your boat, hooking up your fifth wheel, all that stuff is so much easier with the simple camera now. And with my 08, I have one through the stereo. Had to flip a switch because, you know, the way I had it wired, which is no big deal. Powered up, came off of my backup light bar from flipping the switch. Turned off my stereo, you know, whatever, that's not a big deal. But I had it for the gooseneck because I mainly only do gooseneck. And I honestly would have put this, my lower factory one, I would have put it up there, but the wire wasn't long enough. I didn't want to cut the factory wire and stuff up to make that happen. So happy as hell to have that up on there. And the front one should be good, golden, ready to rock and roll. The four-wheel low switch, check out how she turned out right there. She's tucked up in there, hidden, out of sight, out of mind. Don't need anybody flipping that switch. Nobody else should be driving this truck. But trying out this brush guard, if you saw it, obviously in this video, it's only been on there like a day. But too many deer around here in the dark to see how it plays out. Got the Keep You Alive 6000, otherwise known as super expensive Portacool, plus tax, not cheap, but I'm alive, breathing in the shop. Grandma's truck, where's this old girl been? Check this out, I got a photo of this thing. I found it at Grandma's this last weekend. This truck brand new with the dealer plate still on it. But since then, it's got 305,000 miles of just pure use out of it. And, well, it's gotten about 40,000 bucks and it's been back and restored. Thing has kind of been broke down in a sense. It did not start for me when I was at True Value the other day, so I had to go down there with the old Leatherman, jump across the starter, fire it up. So I thought, well, maybe my clutch pedal switch, you know, because it's got the man's mission, failed on me. Nope, that was good because I got the factory, where'd she go? There it is. The factory auto delete around thing. Put that on there, still nothing. Turned out it was my heat shrink, failed. Yeah, so redid one of those, that same one that was awesome today. But here's the problem, is I used a big dogger. Maybe I was low on supply or something. Needed a blue dogger instead of yellow. And, well, it did the same thing even after I put a new one of those on. So I just went down there, pulled it apart, cut back to nice, fresh, good wires because the end was broken off and I put a new end on it. And it still was doing the same thing. But then I remembered I switched around some relays. I put the relay for a ASD. I don't know what that means. I don't even have a joke to go with that. I swapped those around, but I swapped the starter for that one and then I swapped them back and then it fired right back up. But speaking of stuff coming from factory with upfoot options, the caps out there getting painted. I finally got this thing, you know, shebanged. This. Then it's got the return for the fast right there, which I don't really care for too much, but that's just the way it goes. So I finally got the fuel filler neck installed because I had a bungee cord up underneath the back, dealing with that. And my air compressor, I was winding up the cord, and the cord went down to the valve on the bottom of it, or the hose rather. Broke that thing off the other day. So I didn't have anything to air the bags up, so I had to use the jack so I can get some room underneath there. But Grandma's truck's back on. These little step bits are just mean, all right? Those things will do way more than a drill bit will. Ridiculous. They're not cheap, though. This steel that they use for even the filler neck and this thing up here is just the toughest damn crap ever. And the filler cap came with this little tether thing on it, and I didn't want to install it because, well, it just ruins every drill bit. But this step bit, walk right through it. Put this video up quick. It's nice to have Grandma's truck back roadworthy. Actually did quite a bit of little projects around the house with it. And you can actually do a two-wheel low conversion on one of these as well. Either have a cable PTO kind of a pull thing for your actuator down in the differential, or they have a vacuum actuator splitter reverser thing. It'll be essentially the same thing on a toggle switch. I don't know the price on that. The BD thing's about 170 bucks. Pricey, but everything's done for you and it's ready to plug and play in 5 minutes. To have the two-wheel low, so much easier in a transmission. That is the biggest perk of having a four-wheel drive truck if you're going to be doing heavy towing, because if you got a two-wheel drive, you don't have the gear reduction that you do in the transfer case. And to have the two-wheel low option, then you're not skid steer moding it and hopscotching around when you're trying to turn around on a nice blacktop driveway. Tight quarters, maneuvering a trailer into position. you name it, it'll be so much nicer. Hell, even if you're towing a boat off the boat ramp or something, it's easier on the torque converter. Transmission doesn't get so hot if you have the 2-wheel low option. I'd use it all the time, straight up honest with you. Might even just leave it in the 2-wheel low configuration, and you know, for the rarity that I need 4-wheel drive, which is not that rare. It's actually all the time, but it's gonna be nice, and the cameras are gonna be just game changing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Again, if you want, I'll put a link for this in the description for both of those products, but we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Later.